Look at this bad boy. This should be interesting today. There's a whole fleet of them here. Apparently there's about 9 different people all going to do this safari. It'll be interesting. Stay tuned.
Get very little chance to use it these days.
At home there are facilities are fantastic. The leisure
These
centre,
days, everything don't get much material.
amenities, everything. It's just
No, it was always really
takes you to come away. You can go to America with the money.
Well, my little boy's a bit young yet, he's only just turned 5, so yeah, wait and see.
Like my eldest lad's an electrician. He goes from the north over south. He'll travel to Dublin. He gets for a better salary. The fact that he used to buy property down there,
Yeah.
they're like their own property. And we were talking about all this stuff about Oxford.
Oh my no, I'm not.
Hey!
Where's the bus stop?
Over that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Walking about
one.
half an hour.
Don't look down.
Caroline, don't you be grabbing his knee.
Oh, where's he going?
Look at the air quality. The Sahara Desert.
Yeah, that's it.
How do you find it? My eyes are very dry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we only get this every now and again, but yeah, when you do get it, you just kind of get used to it. Dust and sand from the Sahara Desert. We call it Kalima. We call it Kalima. Yeah. Okay, guys, my little group of English speaking, if you come, gather round. Okay, don't be shy, round you come. Okay, round you come.
He's afraid of falling over.
Okay then, guys. Once again, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Right, as I said, my name is Colin. I'll give you a little bit of information as we go around on the trip today. But first thing I'm going to do is start with a question. Now, do any of you know how many islands we've got here in the Canaries altogether? How many islands?
5?
There's probably about
60? Did you go in for breakfast? More than 60? No.
Smallest one.
13. 13 is the magic number. 13 islands altogether, 8 that they class as the main islands. Now, we did have 7 main islands up until a couple of years ago, but they've now reclassified one of the smaller islands as a main island, the island of La Graciosa. Now, La Graciosa has only got a population of just over 700 people, 56 goats, 47 sheep, 25 dogs, 14 cats and a donkey called Pablo, but they've now decided it's classed as a main island. So over that way, Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura, Lanzarote, La Graciosa. Over that way, the islands of La Gomera, La Palma, El Hierro, and obviously today we're in the biggest of the islands, Tenerife. Now, I say it is the biggest, but it's not actually that big. It's only about 55 by about 95 kilometres, not even miles, so it's actually quite small. But obviously we do have a huge great volcano in the centre of the island, and all of the twisty little roads make the island seem much bigger than it actually is. Living in Tenerife at the moment, a little bit less than 1 million, it's about 960,000 people. And the biggest industry? Well, many years ago the biggest industry used to be farming, agriculture. You might have noticed looking down at the coastline, it looks like huge big slabs of concrete down at the coast there. That is all plantations, covered plantations. Any idea what they're mostly growing down there, what our biggest export is?
olive oil and bananas.
Tomatoes.
Bananas.
Marijuana, yes. if only. Bananas. Biggest export is bananas. Now what they've done is they put netting right over the top of the banana plantations. Now, why would they cover the bananas? Why would they put netting over the top? Any ideas?
Insects.
Insects? Anybody else?
Birds.
Birds, sun?
Thieves.
Sorry?
Thieves.
Thieves, yeah. Well, somebody said to me a couple of years ago to stop the donkeys eating the bananas, which I thought was fantastic. Packs of wild, rabid donkeys eating all the bananas, but some people have got a very vivid imagination. But no, there is various reasons. Keeps off pests. Insects, birds, donkeys, tourists, and they tend to eat the bananas. Secondly, shades them from the sun, shelters them from the wind. But one of the main reasons they cover them actually is for saving water. Now, one banana plant can take anywhere up to about 12 or 13 litres of water per plant per day, but because the temperature of the water evaporates, put netting on the top, the water rises up, condenses on the netting and drips back down. Now, they only grow bananas down the coastlines. The areas we're heading up through as we go up here, they often refer to as the fruit and nut regions, and aside from bananas, they grow a lot of everything. A lot of grapes, potatoes, oranges, lemons, lime, apple, mango, papaya, avocado, pears, peaches, apricots, guavas, almonds, figs, olives, coconuts, chestnuts, pineapples, tomatoes, pomegranate, almost everything grown somewhere here. But obviously now these days the biggest income of the island is of course terrorism. Yes, tourism.
That they want to do away with.
Yeah, well, no. We want to reduce it. The thing is, tourism we need, but the volume of tourism we've got is just too much for us to cope with, unfortunately. But no, tourism now the biggest income of the island. Originally started off on the north coast in Puerto La Cruz. That was the first original holiday resort here in Tenerife. Back in those days, Los Cristianos was a small fishing village. Las Americas and Costa Rica was just banana plantations. But in the late 60s, early 70s, they started to realise the weather was generally a lot better in the south than it was in the north on a daily basis. People generally come here for the sunshine. So developed Los Cristianos, took out the banana plantations, built Las Americas, Costa Rica and various other holiday resorts down here in the south. And we now find about 85% of tourism is down in the south, only about 15% up in the north. But these days we can get anything up to about 6.5 million visitors to Tenerife every year. Over 7 times the population coming here every year for the holidays. So as you can imagine, tourism now by far the biggest income in Ireland.
Do what Trump does.
What's that?
Make them all happy. Build the wall.
Build a wall. Oh yeah.
Keep the tourists all over here.
Are you volunteering yourself to build that wall? There we go. That's what we should do, but no, unfortunately.
And then everyone will be happy.
Right then, okay, so the trip we're going to do today, obviously we started off down there, down below in Las Americas and Los Cristianos, just here on the map. Travelled up through the little village of Arona, and at the moment we're on a road that's not even shown on the map, but we're just about here. When I'm finished information, a couple of minutes to take photos, then we'll get back in the cars, continue up through the village of La Escalona, all the way up to the village of Vilaflor. Next stop will be just above the village of Vilaflor and will be coffee and pee-pee stop. You always need to know where the pee-pee stops are. Very, very important. Yes. Today we stop at a cafe called La Paz. You're going to get about 25 minutes to use the facilities before we move on. But incidentally, Vilaflor, one of the highest villages in all of Spain. By the time we get there, 1,500 metres, or about 4,600, 4,700 feet, are for those of you from the UK, roughly a couple of hundred metres higher than Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the UK.
Wow.
So that's going to be our next stop in Vilaflor. Now when we leave there, we're going to be even higher. Going to head up here and through the forest. You may or may not know, but we've got a pine forest that goes right the way around the centre part of the island, called the Corona Forestal, the Crown Forest. So right up through the forest and into the National Park of Teide, one of the highest national parks in the world, starting about 2,000 metres above the sea. So head into National Park, all the way around here, and we're going to stop next to the Parador Nacional Hotel. Now when we get there, I'll tell you a little bit about Teide and the National Park, then we're going to set you free. The Parador Hotel's got a little gift shop, a little cafeteria, and also a visitor centre that tells more about Teide and the National Park. And again some toilets, also another ideal pee-pee stop. On the other side of the road here, Los Roques de Garcia is the most photographed area of Tenerife. From there, lovely view up the peak of Teide and down over what they call the Lower Caldera. Now you've normally got about 40-45 minutes here. We'll pick you up again, backtrack a little bit, start down towards the west coast, make another stop down here where I'll tell you a little bit about the volcanoes and the eruptions that have happened in Tenerife over the last few hundred years, because there has been a few, and from there, looking off this side of the island, depending on the height of the clouds and the visibility today, we might get a chance to see the top of the islands, La Gomera, La Palma, El Hierro. 3 of the islands if we're very lucky. Then we'll come down a little bit further. If we can, we'll make another little photo stop here with a view down towards the west of the island. Then we're going to come all the way down here to our restaurant for today. Now, does everybody here eat donkey? It is a vegetarian donkey, in case you're wondering. Don't worry, no donkey on the menu, of course, today. We're going to McDonald's. Happy meals all round, way!
The donkey's healthier.
No, it probably is, yes. No, don't worry, no donkey, no McDonald's. We're going to a restaurant here called El Rancho. Now, the food is not included as part of the trip. The reason the company doesn't do that so much anymore, a lot more people these days go all-inclusive. They arrive in the morning, we've already got a lunchbox of food for the entire day, so therefore they don't include the food. But we do have an agreement with the restaurant. If you have brought your own food with you and you want to make a little bit of a picnic, perfectly welcome to do that. As long as you buy a drink or something like that, the restaurant are happy. They've got a little picnic area just out the back of the restaurant. Or, like most places, they also offer a value fixed menu of the day for the price of €12.50 per person or €9 for kids. A lovely traditional Canarian menu, starting off with a lovely homemade banana soup. Main course will be fried bananas, for dessert bananas and ice cream, all washed down with some lovely banana wine.
Finished off with marijuana.
No. If you don't like that, don't worry, there's a second option which starts off with beans on toast, followed by curry flavoured pot noodle, and then for dessert, candy floss on a stick. No.
What about an Ulster fry?
An Ulster fry, no. Don't worry, guys, I am only joking, The actual menu today, if anyone is interested, starts off with a lovely homemade soup which they call a Rancho Canario. Very popular here in the Canary Islands. It's like a mixture of meat and vegetables. Main course is chicken in a sauce called salmorejo with Canarian potatoes. For the kids, chicken nuggets and chips. Dessert will be ice cream. Also included in the menu, bread, wine and water. So that's soup to start with, chicken in salmorejo or chicken nuggets and chips, ice cream, bread, wine and water, €12.50 for adults or €9 for kids. Now the third option for today, there is only 3 options in the restaurant. Because we're in and out within an hour, they don't offer us a normal menu, but what they do have is snacks. Sandwiches, rolls, cakes, crisps, drinks, etc, etc. So the 3 options for today, you eat your own food, the fixed menu, or you order snacks at the bar. Now we've got between 50 minutes and 1 hour to spend in the restaurant. When we're finished eating, we're going to head up to Santiago del Teide and over towards the little village of Masca. Now this is Masca, tiny little village inside a massive great valley and a lovely twisty little roller coaster road cut out the mountainside to get there. We're saving the best road to last. They often refer to it as the hidden village of Masca or the pirate village of Masca. So what we're going to do, we're going to head down, we're going to make a stop, tell you a little bit about the building of the road and the history of the village itself. Then again we're going to set you free. You're going to get about half an hour, 30 minutes, you can have a little wander around, take a few photos, beer, coffee, ice cream, hunt the pirate's treasure, whatever you want to do. Then we'll pick you up again over to Santiago del Teide, all the way back down. For you guys that are down here on the west coast, probably going to get you back about 10 to 3. For those you in and around Las Americas and Las Cristianas, probably near 3 o'clock. Now, I don't want to do a National Geographic today, I don't want to bore you to tears, so when we stop, give you a little information, wander around, take the photos. If you do have any questions throughout the course of the day, please feel free to keep those questions to yourself. Okay? So there we go.
Ask Google.
Information finished. Now, the only other thing I have to do before I set you free, does anybody today want to order the fixed menu? If you're going to sort yourselves out in the restaurant, that's fine, but does anybody want to order the fixed menu today?
No.
How many? Okay, no problem.
Such stunning view.
Okay, and bananas. And a donkey.
What a view.
2 kids and 4 adults.
Right. Save battery. There's more to come.
My little mini, yeah.
Dropped them off on this morning on the way to work. I'll be picking them up this afternoon.
They start early
here.
Well,
No, it's a
he
hard
does because
It's got like
the hours we're working,
like
we've had to take early drop off in the morning,
Yeah.
and we've had to add on extra school activities, we've had to add on
I love it, yeah.
the canteen at lunchtime just to pick them up. It is quite costly, but it's the only way we can do it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I normally drop them off about 7:15 to come up at 5
Oh
o'clock.
no.
So it's a long
Yeah,
day,
yeah. Yeah.
but he's young,
Well,
he's
it's
full of
actually a
energy.
Union flag,
It's
it's
the
the
only way we can sort of ship.
Okay guys, coffee and BP stop, going to be here about 25 minutes.
So this is our first coffee stop. Let's see the Jeeps over there. Yeah, just thought I'd take in the view. I'm not really fussed about coffee because I brought some drinks with me. But yeah, just have a look over the veranda. Can't see it all that well from this side, but maybe if I go the other side of the shop, we can see a better view. Excuse me. Thank you. Let's get out here, just walk down and see a better view from the other side. Right, that's a wall. Well, this isn't fantastic. Don't see much, unfortunately. Maybe I can if I go over there. 2 ticks. La Jarreta Grande, Formación el Empleo en Villafort de Chasna. Some kind of reservoir, but the view's pretty nice. Right, save the battery and we'll put this on when we get up to the Teide National Park. See you in a bit.
It's like Tollymore Forest back home. Caroline's a bit like Alaska.
Oh yeah, that's nice. A wee bit warmer.
Because the road, what's it saying at the moment? 17 degrees, not too bad. Considering we're 1,500 metres above the sea, it's not too bad.
You'll be able to come back here again and drive yourself off.
Oh yeah, I could, yeah. Come up here in my mini, couldn't I?
Right, coming up very shortly, we're going to have houses of the rich and famous all the way up here.
And one of them's bound to be Elton John. Everywhere you go.
Here they are on the right here, Fred Flintstone's old house. Lives in Hollywood apparently now. Fred only uses a holiday cave now.
And he's woke.
Yes, it is. No, there is rumours that Elton John's got a house over here. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I saw him play here a few years ago. He played at Costa Deca Golf Course about 14 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Saw Rod Stewart down there as well. He played there.
I've seen a few impersonators.
Yeah, well, this was definitely the real deal. Definitely the
What
real
age
deal.
must he be now?
Oh, at least 150.
Yeah, he's like, just keeps going.
He's like Tom Jones. Tom Jones must be about 150 now as well. But he keeps going. He's still alive, isn't he, Tom Jones?
Like 2 weeks ago when he was
Like a bit Tom Jones, I must admit.
Can't walk.
You see the odd motion up here, there and everywhere, they're all interconnected all over it. It is so fascinating.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly the way they communicate, but it's something to do with that there's
mean, it amazes me how these trees can grow, because some of them are growing almost out of solid rock. In certain areas you can see the roots sticking out in the fresh air, but the trees are still alive, you know. It's incredible. Nature finds a way.
It does.
Teide. Now that is the highest mountain in Spain, the third largest sea-based volcano in the world, 3,715 metres, 12,188 feet. Now there is a little cable car runs up the side of Teide, one of the fastest cable cars in Europe, 1,300 metres in just 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go up, 30 seconds to come back down. They say it's better than bungee jumping. Now the cable car installed back in 1971 by the Swiss. Just as well it wasn't installed by the Canarians, probably would have fallen down within 5 minutes, but thankfully no, it's still this today. Now we don't do the cable car on this excursion. The reason that we don't, what we find, if you don't get there early by about 9:15 in the morning, you can sometimes queue between 2 and 3 hours just to get on the cable car. It's very, very busy, so that's why we don't do it. Yes, exactly. Now, you might have noticed there's some mountains that start off over there. They go all the way around behind us there to the highest peak of the outer crater, Montaña Guajarra, and behind there the mountains disappear off at the distance. Now this is the remains of an old volcano. They believe disappeared about 170,000 years ago. At its full height, they believe possibly up to twice the height of Teide, between 6,000 and 7,000 metres, would have been a massive great volcano. But they believe 170,000 years ago there was a massive eruption. Part of the volcano fell into the centre. The north part broke off and disappeared under the sea. The peak of Mount Teide grew up about 20,000 years after the north part had disappeared. And all that is left is what we see here. But even the remaining part, from one side to the other, which is way over there in the distance, 17.5 kilometres or 11 miles from one side to the other. So even at the moment we are inside the crater of an old volcano, albeit a very, very big one. Now over there, where we've got the pointy rocks, you can maybe see there's a rock that looks like a man's head with a top hat on it.
Oh yeah.
You'll see it a lot better when we get there. That is called Roque Chinchado, or the Titan. That used to be featured on the 1,000 peseta note before they conned this into euro a few years ago. Now you'll also see when we get to our next stop, just to the right hand side, there's a big cream coloured rock standing up on its own, which they call the Finger of God. They say if anybody's trying very hard to start a family, run round the rock 3 times clockwise, that should do the trick. Run round it 3 times anti-clockwise, all the children disappear. More space in the car on the way back. Hey. Now also, just where we drop you off, you'll see there's some stone steps going up into rocks that you can walk up and down. That was the stone steps from the film The 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. That was meant to be the steps of Mount Sinai where he came back down with the stone tablets from God. Now over on the other side of the road, from where we drop you off, is the Parador Nacional Hotel. There's a little cafeteria, there's a gift shop, and there's also a visitor centre. Now if you do need to go to the toilets when we're at our next stop, there is toilets in the cafe. If you buy anything in the cafe or the shop, they give you a little ticket. The toilets are free. If not, it's €1 to go to the toilets. But the toilets in the visitor centre are free of charge, but they're on the way out and not on the way in. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little 5-minute photo stop here, have a little wander around, take a few photos. Next stop we're going to make up there, and when we get there I'll tell you what time we're going to be leaving. Okay, but certainly at the moment a little 5-minute photo stop, have a little look around, take a few photos. Next stop, Los Roque de Garcia. Okay? Thank you very much, guys.
Come and lift some rocks.
Yes, but take away now.
So that rock over there is called the Slipper of the Queen. He just gave us a rundown of that in the Jeep. It looks like a swan kissing its backside, or a size 412 slipper, high-heeled shoe that a lady would wear. I'm going to give you a panoramic view of what I'm seeing here. Teide there at the top. And we're back round to the slipper. Beautiful. Utterly stunning. Right, I want to save battery. Got a lot of other stops on this tour, so yeah. Leave you with it. See you at the next stop. Mount Teide. Stunning.
Amazon series.
I do love the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yep.
And his best buddy was
Some kind of filming.
Really?
Yep,
Yep.
they're filming for something. I don't know what for.
Could be on the show.
Jonathan,
Hola, ¿qué tal?
get you out there. This could be your moment.
No.
Tom Cruise looking like.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, they do a lot of filming up here. Films, TV series, photo shoots for fashion magazines and catalogues. They do a lot of vehicle testing up here as well. A lot of the big manufacturers bring their new cars and motorbikes up here to test them as well. They film a lot of car adverts up here as well. There's always something going on. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment.
That's powerful.
So when we get here, if you want to join me, I'll tell you what's happening, and then we'll set you free for a little while.
That's remarkable.
So we're now going to set you free for a little while. We're going to drop you off here, and we're going to pick you up in front of the Parador Hotel on the other side of the road at 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. So you've got 40 minutes here. 20 minutes after 11, pick you up in front of the Parador Hotel. As I say, the Parador's got a little gift shop, a little cafe, and also a visitor centre, so you can wander around, take a few photos. When you're finished, over at the other side, 20 past 11, we leave from in front of the Parador Hotel. Okay? Thank you very much.
Cheers, leave you with it. Oh, let's climb up here then. They're doing some kind of filming here today. No idea what for, but I'll check that out in a sec. Let's go up this rock. This is one of the rocks that overlooks Teide over there. It's not too cold. You know, I'm wearing a t-shirt and a shirt on top and shorts, and I'm not feeling that cold. Oh dear, steps again. I did too many yesterday at Siam Park. Lots of tourists. Wow, this is uneven. Amazing views, amazing. I'm not going to go all the way up, just up to this sign maybe. Let's look at that. Back down over where we were before. Stunning. Utterly stunning. back down. You're not going to film that. Oh, so just a quickie. This set of steps and the uneven rock surface that I've just climbed up, it's the same route climbed by Charlton Heston in the movie The Ten Commandments. Absolutely stunning. You've just seen what a horrendous set of footing it is there. Teide in all its glory, and they've got some kind of film crew here, so I'm going to have a wander around and see what's going on. But yeah, it's been incredible. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. And you can see the cable car there that I'm going to be on tomorrow, so yeah, brilliant. On to the next one, see you in a bit. So this is a museum where they have and a cafe where they have information on Mount Teide and volcanoes. Some nice videos on lava flow and the history of the exploration of this island and who discovered it, measuring the air pressure and whatnot. Unfortunately, I was not allowed to film inside, so sorry, you're out of luck on that. Leave you with it, be back with the next stop. Top's coming off the Jeep. This should be interesting. This was such a good idea. Got the boring bus journey tomorrow.
See down the lower levels of lava. So it's a lot more like chunks across the rock. You can see kind of movement.
Some incredible lava flows here. Utterly unbelievable.
Okay guys, we'll be calm over this way. I've got another question for you. Do any of you know, or do any of you want to have a guess, how many named and registered volcanoes or eruption points we've got here in the island of Tenerife? Named and registered. How many?
60.
5.
60. 13.
13. Anybody else?
No.
15. 150. 150? Wow. Well, you're actually the closest. The actual number is 412.
Wow.
Oh,
Now, the last time 412. The last time they believed there was an eruption from the very peak of Teide itself to be probably about 1150 years ago. Long time. Now, I've got a date for you here. Think back to history lessons at school. 1492. What happened in 1492?
Chris Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
One person was paying attention at school, the rest of you are
And he's pointing the wrong way. In Barcelona.
Now, over there, behind the cars, you can just about make out the shape of the island of La Gomera through the haze. Now, La Gomera, they often refer to as the Columbus Island. That was where Columbus sailed from in 1492, where he went across to America. Now, when he was there, Columbus noted down in his logbook he witnessed a massive eruption over here in the island of Tenerife. So they believe he saw another eruption point will pass a little bit further down, which they call Volcano Boca Cangareco, the mouth of the crab, 1492. Now behind us here we've got another old eruption point. You can see there's a black streak going down the centre and a little brown streak going down the left hand side. Now they refer to this as Pico Viejo, the old peak, or Narissa del Teide, the nostrils of Teide. Erupted 1798, just over 200 years ago, and that eruption lasted 92 days, over 3 months. And all of this brown and black lava we see around about us at the moment, over 5 square kilometres of lava, came out of that eruption just over 200 years ago. Now that was the last eruption within the national park, but not the last eruption here in Tenerife. Last eruption we had was from a little volcano just outside the national park, volcano El Chinero, erupted 18th of November 1909, just 115 years ago.
thankfully the eruption was fairly small. It only lasted 10 days, but that was the last one here in Tenerife. Now even these days we still get a few hundred little tremors over here every year, so obviously they're constantly monitoring the island. Now not always, but normally before an eruption they get an increase in the strength and the frequency of the earthquakes that lets them know something's about to happen. So because of that, they've now got a new evacuation plan for Tenerife. They haven't told us what it is yet, but apparently must be on a
Run!
Yeah, must be on a need to know basis, and apparently we don't need to know. No, but guaranteed it won't be run, it'll probably be swim for your lives! But where on the island the next eruption will be, when it will be, how bad it will be, we don't know. It will be a surprise. Now again, going to have a little bit of a photo stop here. We've got the rim of the old crater coming all the way around to here. Obviously we've got Pico Viejo, Narissa still Teide behind us here, and a lovely view out over the top of the lava. So, a few minutes, have a little wander around, take a few photos. We've got one more stop to make before lunchtime. Okay? Thank you very much, guys.
Oh. Oh. Stunning. Just looking out over here, all these trees are black because the bark's been burnt from fires. Right, on to the next stop.
Bits of it where there's huge big lava flows that are all black, it looks a little bit like that. There's other areas where it's all red and it looks like a ploughed clay fields, you know what I mean? But it's all, yeah, all volcanic material at the end of the day. All just came out the ground.
You don't realise how big it is up here.
Yeah. Now, hopefully we're going to make our next stop just down here. As I say, it's just getting so busy these days. 6 or 7 years ago, this was completely empty. We could arrive up here with 30 vehicles and park anywhere. These days, we've got 3 today and it's a struggle. You know, it's just getting so busy. Yeah, I'll have to park along here instead.
It's a bit like our mountain range at home, the Mourne Mountains. We have places like this along the sides.
Thankfully, little hire cars can't park down here because of the big drop off the side of the road. So,
Advantages of a 4x4.
exactly.
Yeah. And that's years ago, historically, that's where the Catholics used to throw the party.
Right then, guys, have a little look behind you, a little view up to the peak of Teide, just up behind there. And all the lava flows in front of us and what we're standing on at the moment is the lava that came out the eruption they believe Columbus saw in 1492, Boca Cangareko, the mouth of the dam. And also we can see the road that goes to Masca that we take this afternoon, the little road that goes up to the top of the mountain and then all the way down the other side. So we're going to be up there this afternoon. Now, as you're probably aware, the weather here in Tenerife is normally fairly good all year round. It does vary north to south, but something we get very little of is rainfall. Now, on a normal year, the north coast of the island, 20-22 days of rain a year, south coast even less than that, 10, maybe 12 days of rain a year. The exact opposite of Ireland, where over here very, very little. Now, you'd expect, because of that, we'd have virtually nothing over here in the way of water, but you would be wrong. Now, firstly, we get about 20, almost 25% from desalination, where they purify the seawater, but 75, almost 80% of our water supply is collected by the forest, by the pine trees. Now, what happens here in the Canary Islands, prevailing wind comes over from the northeast, from the Sahara. It's a warm wind that blows across towards the island. When the wind reaches the north coast, because of the height of the mountain, it gets forced up. As it rises up, it starts to cool down. When it reaches a height of about 800 metres, it reaches its dew point where it forms water vapour or clouds. The clouds then drift over the top of the forest. The droplets of water stick onto the pine needles. From the pine needles, drips down to the ground, soaks down through many layers of very porous volcanic rock till it gets to a non-porous level of basalt where it forms massive underground reservoirs. An average sized tree on the north side of the island
can collect 6, possibly even 7 litres of water every day from clouds. The tree will only use between 10 and 20% of that to live on, and the rest of it goes to underground reservoirs. So obviously what we do is we mine for water. We have big holes in the ground, big mine shafts they call gallerias, pump the water out, put it into a bottle, or pump it to individual houses and water tanks. Simple as that. Now, not all of the other Canary Islands are as lucky as we are here. Have any of you been before to the island of Lanzarote?
Yep.
Well, the Lanzarote landscape is very different from most of Tenerife. Almost the entire island of Lanzarote looks like a big flow of lava. Huge expanses, black lava, black sand, very little trees and vegetation, almost no water at all. Which is strange because they're not that far away and they get the same wind off the Sahara that we do. But the reason there's a difference, the height. Maximum height of Lanzarote is only about 650 metres, whereas the wind has to reach 800 metres before it forms clouds. So over there the wind passes right over the top of the island, doesn't form any clouds, therefore no trees, therefore no water. Now obviously over there they do have desalination, but they have to import water also. Now thankfully there's normal enough water in the other islands, we can actually bottle it up and send some over there because they struggle to generate water themselves. Isn't nature a wonderful thing? But obviously it's a fine balance. Oh, it's incredible. But it's a fine balance. If we were to lose the forest or lose the prevailing wind off the Sahara, the island itself would just be a desert. So we're very, very lucky to have what we have here at the moment. Okay, now again, going to have a quick little photo stop. Next stop will be lunchtime. Wahey!
McDonald's!
So, McDonald's. Donkey on toast, yes. Next little stop will be lunchtime. So a couple of minutes, take a few photos, back to the cars, and next stop lunchtime. Okay?
Fantastic. It's amazing how light that is.
Yeah, these are not normal stones. They feel a lot more different to what I'm used to. Very light. If I pick one up, yeah, look at that. That's unusual. Just feels very light. Don't think I'm allowed to pinch it, but there we go. Oh. I'll give you a quick look from down here. Filming this on my phone because my GoPro battery's down to 1 bar, and I'll film Masca later off that. But get a view over the edge. Look at all this volcanic rock. Incredible. Utterly gorgeous. Stunning scenery. All the way round. Bit of a panoramic view. Back down again. Gorgeous. Right, leave you with it. Back with the next stop. So we stopped at a little restaurant for lunch. Very nice. The good view as well down the mountain. Moving on.
Very, very big. Would that be really super busy sometimes then? Or?
It can be. They get, there's sometimes when we're there, there's sometimes 2 or 3 coaches there as well. So yeah, they can be busy. Thankfully today, apart from us, there is very little, but it can be busy.
It's longer than I expected.
Just over a kilometre long.
blue or red or?
No, it's got a lot of green in it.
Right.
Green and a bit of red. But it depends, it varies, you know, even in clans you can have like a dress tartan, you can have more than one tartan in the same clan as well. It's all a bit strange.
Yep.
The road to Masca.
My goodness.
The road's interesting, yes. See. Yeah, it does get a little bit narrow, a little bit twisty, but
I'm glad we're going up and not coming down.
we'll go up just up to the top there and then all the way down the other side.
Blimey.
Can you not drive on the inside where it's safer?
I think I once saw this road on Top Gear.
Well, Top Gear's never been here, but a lot of people have said it looks similar to the kind of roads you get on Top Gear. You could have great fun on this road if you knew there was nobody coming the other way, but the thing is, on this road there is always somebody coming the other way.
Right.
But it's incredible how things have changed. 6 or 7 years ago, we could do the whole road between Santiago del Teide and Masca and maybe pass 2 cars going the other way. Now it's just one car after another, after another, after another. You get to Masca, you can't park anywhere. It's just got so busy, so busy. And of course, because of things like the internet, before that nobody really knew much about Masca if they were coming over here on holiday. But these days everybody goes on the internet, places to visit, blah blah blah, and they see photographs that people have put on Masca. Oh, I have to go and visit that. So now everybody knows about it. So it's become a lot more popular than it used to be. So a little bit of
Wow.
La Gomera.
What a view! Incredible.
Aye. Carly, is that wine working?
I am not scared at all.
I'm gonna hang out the roof.
Right, there we are down on the left, a little village of Masca.
Oh my god.
You got that help?
No.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And we're going down this snake.
Yes, looks like a Scalextric track when you look down towards the bottom from here.
Incredible.
You'll see
Oh,
out the
dear
right hand
God.
side.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh, take it easy there, mate.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're going down that.
Shit.
That's shocking, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve, are you videoing?
Masca.
Can you video it? Can you video
go
it?
down that pump.
Down we go.
I think I'll focus on the front windscreen rather than over the edge of the cliff.
Right, I'll have to get you to sit down when we're on the move, sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
If we pass the police then they'll give you a row. But yeah, lovely road.
Is that working?
Don't worry though, they put all the blocks along the side of the road to make it safer. They're only made of polystyrene of course, but still they make
Yeah.
things safer and that's the most important thing.
Don't watch YouTube.
Is it Masca? M-A-S-C-A?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask Google what it means in Spanish.
There we go.
Holy.
Holy tomato.
This is some height.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at these.
Where we came over the top there is about 1,000 metres. Masca is about 500 metres, so it's about half a kilometre between the top and Masca, and another half a kilometre between Masca and the water.
So in Masca here, are we inside another like crater or what? Or
Well, I mean, yes, what is left here would have been a crater, but I mean, this part of the island is one of the oldest parts of the island. They reckon about 12 or 13 million years old. So to know exactly how this area was formed, they don't really know. As I say, it's a very, very old part of the island.
it looks like, when I remember from geography, this might be a plug of it. Like I said, a plug.
Well,
is
yeah.
Imagine you drove halfway up here and the wife rings.
My word.
You couldn't get some milk. Wow.
Now, let's hope that nobody on the left-hand side is scared of heights.
Oh, Dave.
It is a long way down.
Oh my word.
It's going to reach it like this.
That's incredible.
I'm going to change my trousers here, is that alright?
Yeah. Looks like the little service bus is broken down actually. There's a little green hopper bus that's
Keep your eyes on the
been at
road,
that
will
corner
you?
since we've been coming down. Looks like they've broken down on the way. Now that's an almond tree just coming into blossom. That is very, very early. Normally it's the middle of January before they start to come into blossom, but that's the first one I've seen coming into blossom, almond tree.
I got almond nuts off a tree like that in Sicily.
Really?
In the Godfather tour. When we're walking, they were on the ground. I bring them.
How do you turn it off?
Keep it up.
Yeah. I know I can drive a
Want me to keep it on?
40-foot truck, but I wouldn't fancy coming down here.
Do you want me to keep it on?
Well, they do bring coaches on this road. The biggest they can bring is about a 35-seater, but they're still a fair size. They have to manoeuvre in a lot of the corners to get round. Hopefully we'll not meet one coming the other way today. We'll manage, but hopefully not.
At least we're in the right side.
Wouldn't like to drive a coach on this road, I must admit. I'll stick to one of these, thank you very
Probably a
much.
notion in my head the last time I came up these hills was in a big coach and I swore never again.
Ah, right.
That's why. But this was like 30
Well,
years
try
ago.
this.
Oh yeah.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember the coach was like nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
So the way they have to turn.
I mean, I don't know how long ago they put the blocks in. When they originally built the road, the blocks weren't there. I mean, they've always been there since I've been here, and I've been here 23 years. But I mean, at some point before that, there would have been no blocks.
They made pipes of them.
We went off there.
In
Good
the
night.
1980s.
Yeah. Ah,
And I
right.
remember being terrified and I just said never
Sure.
again.
No, well, I think I arrived here 2001 was when I moved over here. Yeah,
Like, imagine have the task of creating this room.
Now, down below us on the right hand side, you see the little hairpin bend where the cars are down there?
Oh my god, yeah.
About 6 or 7 years ago, one day when I was doing this trip, when we were at the coffee stop in the morning, I was reading the newspaper, and there was a photograph of a car which had gone right through the barrier.
Oh,
When we came down in the afternoon, it was still there. It was a little white Avis hire car. They'd managed to knock out 2 of the blocks, and the car was over the other side of the wall, balanced on top of the rocks with the doors wide open. So the people had obviously got out okay. They were wearing their brown trousers, that's for sure, but they got out okay. But I guess what had happened is what we see a lot of on this road. I guess what had happened, they'd come all the way down here with a foot hard on the brakes, got halfway down, boiled the brake fluid, had no brakes left, and just went straight through the wall.
yeah, brake
Oh my
fluid.
god.
But out of 20 odd years of coming backwards and forwards over here, that's the only time I've seen a car that's made it right through the barrier. Knocking into the blocks, you see it all the time, but right the way through, the only time I've seen it in 20 odd years. So it's not like it happens every day, thankfully.
Sounds like a real cliffhanger.
Toy track.
But then, as you can imagine, there's hardly a week goes by that we don't come across a little hire car pulled out to the side with the bonnet up. They've either burnt the brakes out on the way down or burnt the clutch out on the way up. We see that all
Yes,
the
so
time
you're using
too.
you're going down through your gears here then? Is that
Yeah,
braking
use the
and
gears to
stuff?
brake.
Use the engine to brake as much as you can, and then only use the brakes when you have to. You kind of get used to it.
Somebody's trying to reverse over the side of it.
And I say, I think the little service bus, the little hopper bus is broken down.
Oh, there, yeah.
And there's another car stopped just off the corner. So actually where this is stopped, that is where the car went through the barrier. I'll point it out as we go past. But as I say, don't worry, it's one time in 20 years, but
It's always the first time.
it was this corner here,
That's alright, we'll just use the cars in front.
and it was those 2 blocks with the new, just over the other side of the toilet, those
yeah.
2 blocks with the new cement either side, and the car was right over the other side of the
Oh my
wall.
god.
Just right there.
And you not knowing what's off the other side.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those two, what the ones that those tourists are sitting on right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it, just those ones there, yep.
You can see the cement on them.
Yep. So that was 6 or 7 years ago.
There's the road.
Winds it. It's nice that they put the blocks in because you can see the road winding all. We'll be going back up there anyway, so don't worry, we'll be coming back on this road.
Oh,
We are not, are we?
We we are. If you don't want to come back on this road, you can walk from Masca down to the sea. It takes about 3.5 to 4 hours. And then you have to swim from there to Los Gigantes. So we don't mind.
You can almost see the hexagon-shaped rock formations here.
So beautiful.
It is.
It's almost like the Great Wall of China.
First time you come backwards and forwards over here in one of these with a car full of people, it's a bit nerve-wracking, but as you kind of get used to it, I've probably driven this road now 2,500 to 3,000 times. You kind of get used to it, you know.
It's Tenerife's version of the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
The young guy that went missing, he was in a big gorge or something like this, wasn't
It was here, it was in the area of Masca. Exactly which part of this area I don't know, but it was here that he went missing.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah, and I think it was he thought he could see the sea, so he thought get down there and then.
Yeah. The thing is, down there is nothing, there's no road, you just get down to the bottom and there's just sea.
Yeah.
But then the whole story was a little bit strange, none of it really made any sense. What came out in the newspaper, there was all kind of conflicting information and none of it really made any sense, so I don't know.
So was this a smuggler's route? Or-
Well, there is kind of rumours of smugglers. When we get down just now I'll tell you a little bit about it, but yes, there is rumours of pirates and things like that.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, I've never seen him here, but you never know.
Heard.
Have you met him? You seem to have met everybody else. Have you?
I haven't met him.
Oh, well that's one person you haven't met then. There we go. That's good.
Do you know who's really nice? Sir Richard Branson.
He always struck me as some people slag him off, but he always struck me as quite a nice person, quite sensible, quite
Princess Beatrice. She was
Maybe we
lovely.
met them in Monaco one year.
Met her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he gave me a kiss on my cheek and I turned like that and it was half on my lips.
Ah, well, there you go. There you go. So here we are, the little village of Masca, our last stop of the day. I'll give you a little bit of information and we'll set free.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just these
Stunning.
rocks.
What we call that back home is in the back.
Here we are, tiny little village in the middle of
A
nowhere.
real feast for your eyes.
Yeah.
This is here in the middle of the mountains. This is very like Sicily.
Aha, never been to Sicily,
I
never
think
yet.
this is nicer than Sicily actually.
Yeah.
I think this is more
Palomera. Palomera.
I bet when there's a lot of rain here it gets even greener because it is very green here, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
The ears.
Let's see what we can do.
Should we just park here and block the road?
Yeah, probably yes. Well, as you say, parking here is an absolute nightmare. We need this car to go past or to go backwards or forwards or whatever.
Difficult with oncoming traffic.
Yeah. They're moving on. Good, good.
We complain about the roads back home in England.
Yeah.
These are like the little streets in Windsor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, up the back.
Quaint. My goodness, like the wee hotel or restaurant. Right in the middle of nowhere.
Come on, cars, you have to move, otherwise we can't go anywhere.
So what is the trade here? Tourism?
It must
Yeah,
be.
pretty much. Pretty much. Not really, they've kind of taken the whole space to themselves. Let's see. Squeeze in there instead.
Ask him there's really on the ground.
Yeah, there's not enough room.
Oh, no. We're going to have to get out here.
Here we come. Gather in a little bit, I don't want to have to shout, and you come.
Stop
Yes, bus stop.
every 3 days.
So, actually, they've got about 4 or 5 services a day. Yes, they do. Right then, guys, here we are in the little village of Masca. Wasn't that a lovely road to take to get here? Hey!
Absolutely, yeah.
Hard to believe, but from the village of Santiago del Teide on the other side up to the top and all the way down to Masca is actually only 5 kilometres, just over 3 miles. But because it's so twisty, it often seems a lot longer. Now, this road was only completed back in 1974. It took them 16 years to build the road to Masca. That's fairly average for Canarian workmanship, 16 years. Built back when General Franco was in power. Now, General Franco, a big believer in using convict labour to do the work. Used convicts from both here and mainland Spain to build the road. He just laid all the convicts down on the ground side by side and then built the road over the top of them. No. Joking aside, would have been very much like the old American films, working in a chain gang. Most of that work was done by hand, pick and shovel, physically digging the road out the mountainside. You can maybe understand why it took 16 years to complete the road. Before the road was here, there may well have been donkey tracks in and out the village beforehand, but most of the people that originally lived here would have known very little about the rest of the island and spent almost their entire lives in the village of Masca itself. Yep. Population of Masca very small. It's about 47 or 48 people in total. Very, very small. Now the big question is, why have they built a little village in the middle of nowhere? Well, it's in quite a unique situation in that from the town square, which is underneath the big bushy tree, from the town square, beautiful view down through the valley towards the water, but when you're sailing past in a boat looking up the way, the village is virtually invisible. Lots of greenery, lots of natural stone. It blends in very well at the mountainside. Now that's quite relevant. There used to be a lot of problems in the Canary Islands many years ago with pirates. One of the main trade routes between America and Africa right through the centre of the Canary Islands here. Now some people say they believe at some point Masca may have been a pirate village, that they used to rob the trade ships, hide their boats in the caves down at the bottom, carry all their treasure up and hide it in and around the village. So if you do happen to trip over any gold or diamonds while you're here today, it is of course compulsory to share it with me. There's always hope. And they could be quite happily hiding in the village, knowing that any ships sailing past wouldn't even know they were here. Now other people say no. Other people say it was never pirates, it was just the local people that lived here. But what they would do was do their farming, grow their fruits and vegetables, make their wine, keep their goats and sheep, and whatever excess produce they had, carry it down to the bay at the bottom, possibly trade with the pirates, giving them food, wine, water, meat for whatever they got off the trade ships. Instead, yeah, exactly. Change one for the other. And there is, of course, people that say it had nothing to do with pirates at all. It was just the local people hiding here, and the pirates didn't know they were here. So, which of those is true, we'll probably never know for definite, but I suspect probably a little mixture of all of it. Now, this is going to be our last stop of the day. As I say, underneath the bushy tree, the town square, beautiful views down through the valley. Over here to the right and over to the left of the town square, there's a couple of cafes that sell drinks, ice cream, souvenirs, etc, etc, and from everywhere you look, beautiful views. So you can go down, have a little wander around, beer, coffee, photos, whatever you want to do. We need you back up here at 25 minutes after 2 o'clock. 2:25, 25 minutes after 2, back up here. We'll pick you up. We get to do that lovely road all over again, all the way back down then, hopefully deliver you safely back to your picked up from this morning. So on behalf of all of us drivers here, myself, Peter and also Terry, thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed all the lies I've told you throughout the course of the trip. Obviously at the end of the day, if you think your drivers are doing a good job of driving you around, keep you safe. You do want to show your appreciation, it is completely up to yourselves. But thank you very much, enjoy the rest of your holiday, have lots of fun over here in the sun, and you never know, we might see you in the Canary Islands again soon. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely wander around. Back up here 25 minutes after 2 o'clock, okay? Thank you very much everyone.
Thank you. What an amazing view. This is the village of Masca. Quick panoramic view. There's a little restaurant up there, and of course the road over there, which we just came in on. Beautiful. Right, let's have a look down here. Oh. Oh, watch my footing. Oh. Oh, this is dangerous ground. Very easy to trip on. Wow. What a view. What a view. Beautiful. Another little shop there. Plaza de la Masca. It's a little church. Probably the smallest church I've ever seen. Really pretty. Right. I'm gonna pause the video here. Be right back. Small bar. I don't want to go too far down because it means climbing back up, but they've got all sorts here going right up the side of the mountain, which is incredible. Could get lost here very, very easily. Incredible. Incredible place to visit with the views for sure, and how 47 people live here, it's incredible. Right, my battery is almost done on the GoPro. Gonna have to revert to my phone probably for the trip back up the hill, but yeah, hope you've had an interesting view today. It's been quite interesting for me. Right, leave you with it, guys.
In the morning.
Alright, we're now on the last leg of the journey, heading back to the hotel.
Oh, here we go, as if
cyclists.
yeah. Honestly,
this is the road back up from
on the road
Masca.
clouds, you know what I mean? It's
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful here.
You've got my permission. Grab his wallet first though.
Right, I'm not going to film it anymore, so I will see you all on the next one. Thanks for tuning in today. Bye.